Hello children, today I am going to do the explanation of chapter 2, Too Many Books. In this chapter, the writer has given us introduction about two characters. The one is Mr. Johnson and his wife Mrs. Johnson, who lived in the little house near the town. They loved each other. The one thing where they don't agree at one point was Mr. Johnson's love for old leather books. Whenever Mr. Johnson passed through a shop that sold old books, he immediately went into the shop to buy the books of his choice, and in this way he takes 2 to 3 books every day. In his house now all the bookshelves were filled with books everywhere. Now the books were even on the floor, tables and chairs. Mrs. Johnson has been quiet for so long, but now she was fed up of dusting each and every book every time. So she warned her husband that if a new book comes to the house, she will leave the house and he has to live alone. Her husband was very sorry about this and he decided not to look or pass that shop which sold old books. But one day, as it was raining and Mr. Johnson did not have any umbrella, so he went into a nearby shop, which was by chance a shop that sold the same old books which was loved by Mr. Johnson. So now he couldn't stop himself from looking towards those books and decided to buy one book. As the rain stopped, he immediately rushed to the house. Seeing a new book in husband's hand, Mrs. Johnson got very angry. Then he screamed and she took that book and threw it out of the window into the garden. Mr. Johnson went into the garden and saw his book lying in the wet grass. He picked up the book and explained the matter to his wife. After that, he went out of the house and returned after 1 hour. His wife felt very sorry about it, and so he mended the book and waited for her husband's return. Mr. Johnson, after returning, went straight into his room, where he saw a letter on the table, and he started reading that letter. As he read the address, he asked his wife, was there any envelope inside the book? His wife said, yes, I found an envelope, but I think I have thrown it in the dustbin. Listening the words of his wife, Mr. Johnson went immediately out of the garden and looked into the dustbin for the envelope. After searching for long, he found the envelope and shouted and rushed back into the house. His wife didn't knew till now what's the matter was, so she asked again about why is he so eagerly shouting about the thing. After finding, so his wife still was not aware. He asked the husband. The husband then told that this old stamp on 1 cent British Guiana were only of 2 of its kind. Mr. Johnson now brought the catalogue in which the same picture was there, which he showed to his wife and told that the Australian owner had this, which was sold by him for £12,000, and the second stamp is now with them. His wife was unable to believe this news by his ears. She said, how can a man get so much money by the old books? I can't believe this news. From now, she would never be angry again on his husband for buying old books. Mr. Johnson sold that stamp for £10,000, and from that money they bought a bigger house with bookshelves in the walls of most of the rooms. Mr. Johnson bring more books every day, but his wife was now not angry nor even complains, as she has one big sitting room which was still has many space for keeping the books. Thanks.